Now at last, let's discuss about the concept of caveat emptor. What is a caveat emptor? We have talked about implied conditions, we have talked about implied warranties, means these must be present in the in the contract of sale. The buyer should be given the whole possible opportunities to be given to be performed with all the best things, but still there is a concept of caveat emptor, which means that let the buyer beware. The buyer should satisfy himself with the quality and fitness of the thing before buying the things. The seller has a responsibility for that, but the buyer should also have the responsibility for making himself satisfying regarding the fitness of a article purchased. Section 16 clearly states, subjects to the provision of this act or of any other law for the time being enforced, there is no implied warranty or condition as to the quality or fitness for any particular purpose of goods supplied under a contract of sale. So let's see the example. There was a sale by sample by a woolen manufacturer of cloth to a merchant who was also a tailor. The buyer required the cloth for making the special uniforms, but this fact was not made known to the seller. Owing to later defect in the cloth, which was also there in the sample, it was unfit for the purpose. But there was nothing to show that it was unfit for other purposes. It was held that buyer was without remedy because the buyer should satisfy himself before finalizing the transaction. There are a few exceptions to the rule of caveat emptor. One is where the buyer relies on the skill and judgment of the seller. Where the buyer is saying, buyer is thinking, buyer is relying on the skills and judgment of the seller, he can be exempted from the rule of caveat emptor. Let's see the example. B purchased timber from C, and the fact was made known to the seller that the timber was to be used for railway sleepers. So it was held that B could reject the timber if it is not fit for the purpose. Here the buyer has relied on the skill of the seller. He has told him that he requires the timber for the railway sleepers. So it is the responsibility of the seller to provide the timber which is exactly as per the requirement of railway sleepers. Second is merchantable quality of the goods. When the goods are being bought with the description, the customer has given the description what is being provided to him. So in that case, he need not to check. There, this is an exception to the rule of caveat emptor. Third, consent by fraud, and next is a usage of trade. Usage of trade means when there is a when there is a usage in the trade, usage custom in the trade, that it is the a particular thing is with provided with certain features, so there is no need to check, there is no need to satisfy the customer himself.